Hi, everybody. This is Wade. I've got Steve here as well, and Richard Powell with us, joining us again for a quick little interview. We had Richard in one of our live trading U.S. session webinars the other day, and he had mentioned to us that now that we've come out with the new trade assistant and the ability to set it up for alerts, that he has been using that quite a lot in order to set up his trade alerts after he gets the email trading plan. So we had contacted Richard and asked him if he wouldn't mind showing us, because he says he's able to get this done in a little over 10 minutes each day. The Trade Assistant is a really great tool, and Richard, love to hear what kind of feedback you have so far on using the Trade Assistant as well.
Well, basically, the Trade Assistant has helped me a lot. In the past, when you guys would get the email out, I would just go through and I'd have to scroll through my screens to see if there was anything setting up, and I missed a lot of trades that way. So when the EA came up, the assistant came up, I was able to take the email and put the alarms on there and relax, because I knew that if a trade was getting ready to set up, the alarm would go off and I could go in and see which trade it was. So it was great. And by the way, I also do this in the morning when Steve goes in and sets up the box right at 6 o'clock and tells me what trades to look for. I also go in and set up the alerts on that as well, and it's just huge. I don't miss trades, and it's easy to do.
Yeah, with precision entry to get these kind of things going on here, these type of trades, it really helps having that tool at your disposal. So with further ado, Steve, we're going to switch over to Richard's computer so we can go right into the Trade Assistant and today's email, and everybody's going to get a quick example of how to do that.
Perfect. We'll go ahead and do that right now.
Okay, so basically when I get the email, I go ahead and open it up, and I have my EA up as well, and what I do is I go in and scroll down to the very first one, which is the pound. Now, I don't look immediately at the monthly, weekly, daily analysis first. I first go in and do the primary trading plan. And so what I do is I get that down. So right now, here we have the pound dollar, and we have the primary trading plan. And right here, I start looking for what that is, starting with the 4-hour patterns to watch for. So we have the P3 sell pattern is what's up there, and we want a 4-hour P3 sell pattern as sell momentum. That's in there. But the first one that I would put up is the traditional sell trade. So what I do is I go in and I open up my pound dollar, which I have right here. I go out and I just click on the ad here, and I have my own codes here. So on the description I put TT, which means traditional trade, and I go down here and I type in this first one is 1555. So I type in 1.555, and boom, I type that in, and you'll see right here, it shows up on the EA, and it's marked right over here, the TT, which I put in for traditional trade, with a green line to show me that that's where I would be looking for it. And so then I go in, and the second one I type in is another traditional trade level, which is 1.5575. So I go in here for the price, type in 1.5575, and I have my two traditional trade levels right there, and they're both marked, boom, boom, right there on the pound dollar. Then what I do is I just keep rolling through here, and I like to also put in my support targets. So I do that, another add on the price level. And my code for that is T1. So that's my first target. I mark that in red. So I go down for the style, mark it in red, and then I put in the price, which is 1.5450 for the first one. And the second one I put in is T2. It's red as well, and that's down here, and that's 1.5485. 1.5485. Type that in. So I've got my targets down there, and we can check them here, and it shows T1 and T2 right here for my targets. So I have my traditional trades in green. I have my targets in red, and of course this is my code, but you guys can put in whatever you like. So that is the primary plan. The alternative, then I go down to the alternative trading plan. For the 4-hour pattern to watch for is a 4-hour P1, then a P2 buy pattern, especially down near 1555. Well, what I'm looking for here is I will be alerted down here on these bars if there's a P1 that sets up. So I don't need to worry about actually putting that into the alerts. But what I do want to put in is a P2 buy pattern. So I go in here and I go over here and I do the EMA cross P2. And the P2 4-hour buy pattern, I just put in the period as H4, the direction is buy, and I click. So I've got the buy pattern there. So my alarms will go off if I have a P1 pattern lineup, and then I also have the P2 buy pattern that I put in. And on these momentums, by the way, when these alarms go off, then I go in and I can either put in the momentums, the 15-minute or 1-hour buy momentum, but I don't put them in at the beginning. I put them in if these alarms trigger, and I can go in and double check that. So the resistance targets on this is 1.555 going the other direction. So we have that as a traditional trade right here. So what I would do in that is I actually go in and modify this line, which already has 1.555 as a traditional trade. I just modify that, put traditional trade for T1. So it's also marked as a T1 or a traditional trade. I do that right there after looking at it. And my second target is 1.5625. And I go in there and I mark it red. It's my T2. And it's 1.5625. And I've got my second target. So I have the entire pound done. I have these alarms are already set in, and one thing that you can't see in there, but it's in there, is the P2. So the P2 is in there, and I also know that my alarm will go off if I have a P1 that goes out. So pretty much I'm covered on the pound right now. So what I do next, I go to the EJ, which is the next one we're going to be working with is the EJ. And let me scoot this down. So what I want to do is just click on the EJ. That changes it over here. And I read the email on the EJ. So going down again to the primary trading plan. So I look at the 4-hour pattern to watch for is the P3 sell pattern. It has some momentum. But what I personally do is I go ahead and do the traditional sell trades again. So we're going to be marking those. I put in TT as traditional trade. I go down here, and the traditional sell trade is up at 99. So I put that in. That's my traditional trade target number 1. I add another traditional trade target, and that is at 99.25, 99.25. So I've got my traditional targets there, and you can see that we've got the traditional targets right here, TT, and that one you can't see behind it, but it's also TT on the EJ. And then I go in and I do the support targets. Oh, hang on, let me make sure I've got it all here. And I also watch for a break below 98.30. So what I do here is I go over here and I click solid break of price. So I type in, to me the solid break of price it's a sell pattern. So I click sell. The period for me, a solid break of price, I use the 1 hour. So it's solid break of price EMA 6 on the 1 hour. And the price is 98.30, 98.3. And for me, I put in a different color just so I know. And so I put in an orange. And the description, solid break of price, and put that in. So that's in there as well. And then I go into the support targets. The first one's 98.50. I like those in red. This is my T1. 98.50 is the first one, as you can see right down here. I add my T2, target 2, add red. And this one, my second target is 97.30. So I add that in, 97.3. So I've got that set up. And go in, and you can see that those are set up there. My solid break of prices here. The 2 traditional trades are set up. My T1, my first target is set up, and my T2 is set up. So now I go into the alternative plan for the euro yen. And also, again, we have a 4-hour P1, which will automatically go off because I have that set up for the alarm for the 4-hour P1 to go off, and a second chance buy pattern. So that one is already in there. After that goes off, I'll go in and I will look for the buy momentum, or I can also set an alert for the buy momentum. But again, I usually do that after these big alerts go off. And so I'll set my resistance target going the other way for this. And that's T1. That's 99. Let me make sure that I've got. Okay. Yeah, T1 at 99. And I put it at red because it's my targets. And then my second one is 99.50. I put in T2. change it to red, and type in 99.50. So I've got my second one there. I double check. And as you can see, I've got my my T1 and T2s going the other way, going for the buy trades on the EJ. So basically, I go through each pair, and I'm not going to get into, I don't want to be redundant and just keep going through, the euro dollar and the Aussie dollar, because basically it's the same protocol that I do every time. So you get a flavor of what I do, and personally, I just want to thank Stephen Wade for the incredible education, the incredible system, and the incredible tools and dedication that you guys have. I mean, this is astounding. The more I get into this, the more I realize what a powerful tool and system I've got. It's just amazing to me that, 5 years ago, I would think that some major bank would have this kind of system, or some major trader who traded billions and billions of dollars. I mean, maybe you guys do trade billions of dollars. I don't know, but I mean, for this to be available to me at the price you guys charge is astounding. And I've been with you guys for a little over 2 years, and the consistency that you have is amazing. And you have something that a word that I learned a long time ago called Kaizen, which meant continual improvement. And you guys are always improving what you do, and I'm just so grateful to have found you. So thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks again, Richard, for your time. This is Steve here. Thanks again for sharing with us and with all those individuals interested in learning about the trade assistant, how to use it. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good one, and we'll catch you tomorrow morning, bright and early in live trading webinar.
You know where I'll be.
Right. Us too. Ciao.
Take care.